Are you involved in a case where you think the judge just can't stand you? Does the judge disrespect you? Does the judge act like you're annoying? Is the judge shutting you down left and right? And is the judge really making you nervous about the way he or she's treating you? If so, you're not the only one that's been in this situation. I've been there too. So let's talk about it. We're going to talk about what to do when you have a judge that doesn't like you in today's video. So stay tuned. My name's Wendy Hernandez, and I'm a Phoenix family law attorney, and I'm also the creator of the Command the Courtroom YouTube channel. There are tons of videos on the YouTube channel. Whether or not you have an attorney, there's a video or two or 100 that are going to help you. So go and check those videos out after this video if you haven't already checked out the videos. And if you like any of them, please give them a thumbs up and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way, when Command the Courtroom releases a new video, you're going to get notified. All right, so let's move on to the topic of the day, which is what do you do when you have a judge who hates your guts? I don't know that a judge has ever hated my guts, but I certainly have been in front of judges who I feel like I annoyed the crap out of. Like, I just could tell. There are judges who have told me that I blink too much, that my hair's in my face. No, just kidding. It's just my YouTube followers, but I'm trying. No, I've had judges who I annoyed, and I really wasn't sure why, because I'm always professional and courteous and kind in front of every judge. But maybe it was just something about me that rubbed the judge the wrong way. I don't know, but it doesn't feel good. I can sympathize with you there when a judge isn't treating you the way that you feel you should be treated. A judge should be really patient, and the best judges that I've been in front of treat everybody the same. I used to do criminal law at the beginning of my career, and my favorite judges, who are no longer judges, who have moved on to retirement or whatever, were those judges who treated everybody, including somebody charged with murder, with the utmost respect and kindness. So be that person that you want your judge to be, even if your judge is not giving you a reason to be that person. When you're in front of a judge, you have to acknowledge the fact that the judge is the one in the charge of the case, and the judge is the one who's making the important decisions about your case and your family and your children, if you have any, and your future. So treat that judge with respect, even if the judge is not treating you that way. And that goes, I mean, that's the first thing. You know, I would say that too about your ex. Like, I mean, I don't know many people who have exes that they love, although there are some people who get along with their exes. But even if your ex is a jerk, be your best self with your ex. Be your best self with your judge, always. The next thing that you can do when dealing with a judge is really keep your eye on the ball. You have to approach this courtroom situation and your trial or hearing situation as though it was a job. And you are doing a job. It's the most important job that you could be doing in your entire life. But approach it and try to make it less personal, like judge is treating you the way the judge is, but it's not you. There's an issue with the judge. So you go in there and you do your job and know what it is that you're asking for. Make it clear to the judge. Present the evidence that is relevant to the law in your jurisdiction. Keep your eye on the ball. Know why you're there. Don't get sidetracked or distracted by the way the judge is acting. Now, keeping your eye on the ball involves a couple of things, and that is being prepared. So being prepared means that you have done all your homework, that you have done your homework on the judge, and there are ways to do homework on judges. And check out your judge online, check out the forums in your jurisdiction, check out your judge's notes in his or her courtroom or on the Superior Court website that say what your judge wants or likes in his or her courtroom, and be prepared to do those things in front of your judge. So be prepared that way, but also be prepared and read all of your judge's orders going into your hearing and know what your judge is expecting of you as you go into that hearing. Submit your pretrial statement on time. Submit your exhibits to the clerk, the judge's clerk, on time. Follow the judge's orders to a T. It's hard for the judge not to at least have respect for you if you're following all of the orders just as you should be. So be prepared that way, and be prepared by knowing the law, understanding what happens in a courtroom and the trial proceedings. And there is a video on what will happen at a trial. Check it out. It's one of my most popular videos, so you understand how things unfold at a trial. Be prepared, respect the ecosystem, go with the flow when you're in the courtroom. Don't try to buck the system. It doesn't mean that you don't object. It doesn't mean that you don't make your record. It doesn't mean that you don't make offers of proof. Check out that other video that I just recently did on making a record and offers of proof when a judge is shutting down your evidence. but be prepared, know the law, know how the courtroom works, and do it well. So when you're in the courtroom, do your best to be clear and concise in what you're trying to present. I have seen situations, especially with people representing themselves, where they're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. They're just rambling on. They're interrupting witnesses. They're interrupting the judge. They're not being straightforward. They don't have a plan. You should have a plan going into the courtroom. This is my intention for this hearing or this proceeding. This is what I want to present. This is what I want to convince the judge of. And these are the things that are going to help me do it. And get to the point. Don't beat around the bush. In some jurisdictions, judges are able to ask litigants questions. When a judge asks a question, answer the question. Don't deflect, don't distract, just answer the question. And even if it is an answer that you think is not going to help you, that's better than trying to distract. Judges are pretty smart. They know when you're trying to deflect, and that may hurt you. There may be some circumstances where a judge isn't following what you're trying to prove, what you're trying to show. And if you feel like the judge looks a little bit bamboozled or confused, it's okay to say to the court, Your Honor, I'm not sure that I'm making my point as well as I could make it. Is there something that I can do to help clarify the point I'm trying to make for you? There's nothing at all wrong with that. Feel free to ask the judge if there's something that you can do better to help the judge understand your position. Now, if you've gotten into a situation where a judge has really just come down on you and you're having a hard time continuing, it's okay to ask the court to give you a little break. Ask for a brief recess and use that recess to go into the bathroom, take a couple deep breaths, walk outside if you have time, and regain your composure. Sometimes just breaking it up and getting away from whatever the situation is will help you get recentered, and then you can go back in there and do your job. Be professional. Remember that this is the fight of your life, and you have to focus on the issues in the case. You have to focus on the facts, and you have to focus on the law. Another thing that you could do if you feel like from past experience with your judge that the judge doesn't like you, or maybe the judge is not going to behave the way you think the judge should, is bring somebody as a support person. Bring an emotional support person to your hearing. The person is, if you're representing yourself, the person is not going to be allowed to sit at the counsel's table with you, but they can sit in the gallery and listen to what's going on. The judge may ask who the person is, and you can just say, oh, that's my cousin or my aunt or my best friend. They're just here for emotional support. And, that may or may not change the demeanor of the judge, but at least it will help you feel a little bit better, like you have somebody in your corner. Don't let the judge's behavior discourage you from the job that you're needing to do, from presenting the evidence that you need to present, and from being firm, from being strong, from being brave. You have to march on regardless of how the judge is acting. So be firm, be professional, and honor the rules of the courtroom, but you can still be persistent and tenacious in doing those things. Now, there is rules that allow you to change judges, and those rules are very state specific, jurisdiction specific, and the circumstances under which you can change a judge, at least in Arizona, are pretty limited. But if you're in a situation where you really think that this is not a good situation that I have this judge, consult the rule on notice of change of judge to see if there's some way possibly that you could get a new judge. If the judge doesn't like you and you feel like the judge's dislike of you has affected the ruling in your case, then perhaps there's something that you can do after the trial's over. There are certain motions that you can file after trial, up to and including an appeal. And again, this is going to require a whole new knowledge of post-trial law and rules, and also appeals law and rules. But again, there are options. If your judge has been so unfair and mistreated you so much, there are options out there. Above all, be kind, be courteous, be respectful. Don't sink to the level that you think that your judge is sinking to. Be the person that you want your judge to be. You can do this. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, keep on trucking. Get out there and command the courtroom.